Once upon a time, in the quiet village of Umudike, there lived a woman named Nnenna. She was a kind and beautiful woman who married the love of her life, Obinna. But soon after her marriage, Nnenna's happiness turned into sorrow. Her mother-in-law, Mama Obinna, was harsh and unkind. She made life miserable for Nnenna, always finding fault in everything she did. If the soup wasn't perfect, Mama Obinna shouted. If the house wasn't spotless, Nenna was punished with more chores. Obinna loved his wife, but she was too afraid to stand up to his mother. Years went by, and Nnenna gave birth to four beautiful daughters, Ada, Nkem, Ogechi, and Amara. She loved her children dearly and promised herself that they would never suffer the way she had. As the years grew, Nenna became overprotective. When suitors started coming for Ada, her eldest daughter, Nenna asked each one the same question. Is your mother still alive? If the suitor said yes, Nenna refused the proposal. My daughter cannot marry into a house whose mother-in-law is still alive, she said firmly. Ada didn't question her mother. She eventually married a kind widower. Nkem and Ogechi followed the same path, marrying men whose mother were either late or far removed from their lives. Though the villagers whispered about Nenna's strange rule, her daughters respected her wishes. Then it was Amara's turn. She was the youngest and boldest of all the sisters, with a mind of her own. She finished her university studies. Amara met a charming man named Kenechukwu. He was hardworking, kind, and deeply in love with her. When Kenechukwu came to seek her hand in marriage, Nenna asked her usual question, Is your mother alive? Kenechukwu smiled proudly. Yes, Mama, she is alive and well. Nenna shook her head. Then Amara cannot marry you. I'm sorry. Amara was furious. Mama, this is unfair, she cried, but Nenna stood her ground. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months, and Amara refused to let the matter go. She begged her mother to explain her rule. Why do you hate mother-in-law so much? What did they do to you? One evening, Nenna finally called her daughters together. Her voice was heavy with emotions as she began to speak. When I was young, I suffered terribly in the hands of my mother-in-law, she said. Mama Binna treated me like a slave. She insulted me, overworked me, and made me feel worthless. I was alone and helpless. I didn't want any of you to face what I went through. That was why I made this rule, that none of you would marry into a house whose mother-in-law was still alive. The room was silent. Tears welled up in Nenna's eyes as she continued. I thought I was protecting you. I never wanted you to feel the pain I felt. Ada, the eldest, placed a hand on her mother's shoulder. Mama, we understand your pain, but not all mother-in-laws are like Mama Binna. Some are kind and loving, just like you are to us. Nkem nodded. Mama, you taught us to be strong and wise. We will know how to handle any challenges in our marriages. Amara knelt before her mother. Mama, I love Kenechukwu. Her mother is a kind woman who raised him to respect women. Please don't let your past take my happiness away. Mama, please, I'm begging you. Allow me to marry Kenechukwu. Nenna sat quietly for a long time. She thought about her daughter's words and the love she had for them. Finally, she sighed and smiled. You are right. I've let my pen guide me for too long. Amara, bring Kenechukwu to me. Let me meet him properly. Amara cried tears of joy and hugged her mother tightly. Not long after, Amara married Kenechukwu in a beautiful ceremony. Nnenna welcomed Kenechukwu's mother with open arms and discovered that she was indeed a kind and gentle woman. From that day, Nnenna let go of her fear and began to teach others in the village. Not all mother-in-laws are the same, she would say. Love can break even the deepest pain. And so, Nnenna and her daughters lived in happiness and peace for the rest of their days. Like, comment, share, and subscribe for more interesting folktales.